Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. It is a Monday, mid-December. We have no snow. We have had snow this season, but we have no snow now. I can't say I'm disappointed. Making the roads a little safer. How's everybody doing today after a long weekend? Hello, Lori. Welcome. I don't know if you popped in earlier, left a comment, or if you're here, if you're back. Edna, out running errands. Hopefully you'll make it back in time. If not, there's always the replay. Hi, Shanika. Hello. They are stinking cute, aren't they? I'm so glad you didn't miss it. I'm glad you're here. These are so much fun. Hey, Melanie. Oh, I'm so excited about these. They're so much fun and they're so easy to make, and there's so many variations that you can just do a million things with them. So tons of fun. Grab some scraps. That's all you need is a bunch of scraps. You could grab, you'll need glue, a paper trimmer, some heavier cardstock or some chipboard. I didn't use chipboard for all of them. I'll go through that and show you. So you don't need a whole lot actually to do these. You really can do it with a bunch of scraps. So how's everybody doing today? I'll be able to watch because I'm feeling, yeah, you better get that done. You only got, 2 weeks left? Okay, a week and a half, but let's stretch it. Let's call it 2 weeks. It feels a little less panicky, right? So I am so excited. Monday Jumpstart. I love Mondays. It's my favorite day of the week because we get to have Monday Jumpstart. And I know people are still coming in. There's a lot of people doing a lot of things, getting ready for the holidays. So a lot of people will be watching on replay. For those that are here live, we do have a prize pack today. The prize pack is a flat rate padded envelope stuffed full of stuff. It has supplies to use in your junk journaling and your crafting. It has things that we have made on Monday Jumpstarts. And it has, this one in particular, I know has a full pack of cute tags. It has, let's see, a roll of trim. I remember putting that in there. Oh, and it has at least 2 full stamp sets and another stamp. So this one's got a whole bunch of stuff. I remember wallpaper. I remember putting in some vintage papers, some old papers like from an estate sale. Lots of good stuff in there. So at the end of the live, we draw and give away this prize pack to someone. And the way you get in the prize pack drawing every time we do a live is by supporting the channel with a super chat. Down at the bottom, next to where you type your comments, there's a little $sign. If you click that, it gives you the opportunity to do a super chat for any dollar amount at all that supports the channel and helps us keep HPP going, helps pay the cost of the prize packs there. Then we draw everybody who participates in super chat and contributes, keeps us going. At the end of the live, we will draw live, so you'll see who wins and give away that prize pack. And the winner only needs to pay shipping. That's it, $11.20. You can send it through PayPal, and that is ready to go out today. So, hey, Glennis, may come and go. They're upgrading power lines. Nice. So not that you're coming and going, but your internet may come and go. Is that what you're saying? Oh, man. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome. Hey, Heather. So good to see you. So good to see everybody. It's this is a lot of fun. I'm excited. So we'll mention the prize pack again a little bit later as more people have a chance to come in so that anybody who wants to can get in the drawing for that. Okay. So I originally, a long time ago, like 2 years ago, started thinking about tiny books on keychains because I got these little teeny pouches that are keychain attachable things. And I thought, wouldn't it be super cute to have little tiny journals in these? And I got half a dozen or so. And I actually made tiny journals to go in, several of them, and gave them away or sold them. I've got a couple here that I made tiny journals in. These were actually some tiny journals that we did on a Monday Jumpstart. And this one, the entire journal is made with only folding the paper and gluing it down. It's crazy, crazy, crazy binding. But look at that. And there's plenty of room between each page that you can actually completely decorate this. And it's never going to be gator mouth. So kind of cool. Can't tell you when that was. It was at least a year ago that we did that. Then there's this one, which is virtually the same thing, just used an old, like an old paper sack for that one. So for the spine. So you can see this, actually this one was a little bit different technique. So this one you can see the paper, you know, in between on some of them. But again, it was made with just folding and then gluing those little tabs down right there. And it is big enough that you could completely decorate it. There's enough space in between every page. Use gel prints for the cover. And so you could decorate that and let it get nice and fat, and it would still fit in here. So that's where my tiny books on keychains thoughts started. Then I was playing around yesterday and making these, but I also made this guy, this little book with bookboard. Actually, you know, made him a solid book with bookboard, and then glued a book block in, put a little pocket in the front, little pocket in the back, because you have to have notes in your book, right? I didn't decorate it, didn't decorate the outside even, thought the paper was kind of decorative, but didn't. And then he fit into one of these. So that was really awesome. So he doesn't need to be a keychain on his own because he fit into one of these. So that's great. But then Margie sent me a video a while ago where somebody had made great stocking stuffers. Yes. Wouldn't that be a cute ornament on a tree? Or I like that, Sylvia, an adornment on a gift. How cute would that be attached to the ribbon hanging down? I love that idea. So Margie sent me this video a little while ago. Somebody, I don't remember who it was, had made little books. And so she says, I'm going to make these. I'll do my own thing. And I kind of watched it. And so I'm going to make them, but I'll do my own thing. So we didn't do exactly what the lady did. But so here is, there's a couple ways that I did it. And, you know, you'll look at this and you'll go, there's 5 million ways you could do this. You could do any which way and do it your own way. That is, you know, completely the idea of art and doing it your own way. So this one is a keychain. This little heart right here says made with love. And I happen to have these little heart eyelets. So that was perfect. I put a heart eyelet on the front and a heart eyelet on the back. And in the center, I wanted eyelets, but I just did plain white. Save the hearts. Need to get a lozenge. Hi, Patty. Welcome, welcome. And thank you. Patty has gotten us started on our super chat, our drawing for the prize pack. Don't know if you were here just a minute ago when I talked about the prize pack. For everyone who's just coming in, anybody who participates with the super chat gets in a drawing at the end of the today's live for this prize pack. I talked about some of the things that are in this one, but I know it has at least 2 full stamp sets and another stamp. It's got a package of really cute tags and a package of trim, all kinds of other stuff in there. I don't understand why allergies are still bothering me. It's been like 4 months. This is crazy. But anyway, okay, so this one I did not do with chipboard. See, it's pretty thin, but I still wanted it to be really nice and solid, especially if it's going to be on a keychain. And I did not decorate it yet. So it could be decorated with pockets, with tags, with flips, with whatever, you know, you want to put on it. But I didn't decorate that one yet. Left it basic so we could look at it. This one is made with, this is a file folder. I'll show you, just cut to this size. It's exactly the size. This is just an extra piece. And then I covered it with cardstock on both sides. And I thought that should be sufficient to make it thick and strong enough. And it is. So that worked well. Then there's this one. This little guy This one is actually book board. So it's even thicker than chipboard. These are little pre-cut. Look how thick that is. These are pre-cut squares of book board. Thank you, Sylvia. Sylvia is also in the drawing. Thank you. Appreciate your support. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate your help. So these are book board, which in hindsight, I think they're a little thick. Maybe I would use 2 of these as a cover and then put some other things in between. And then when I punch a hole to put them on a ring, the 2 outsides would protect the inside enough. So maybe it doesn't need to be all the pages, on the book board. But on the other hand, it's kind of nice because you know that the book board is not going to get destroyed. And this one can actually have little pockets. There's a little pocket there. And this is actually just a little writing pad. So you could tear those off. When they get used up, you could add more on. A little belly band, a little tuck spot back there. Just a cute little book board. I put it on a chain because I thought I wanted it to be able to have more movement and instead of a ring. And I think I might change that. I think I might just put them on a ring. Not sure yet. Not positive about that. But it is super cute as a little book board book. And it's kind of like those kids' books that have the really thick, heavy pages, the board book pages. This would be super cute hanging on a tree as well. Little ornament. You could decorate them all as Christmas. This is the Stamperia, one of the old Stamperia Christmas collections. So you could decorate them all as Christmas, different colors, and hang them on the tree. So then I was sitting here and I had all these just leftover pieces of paper and also had some scraps out. And so I grabbed this scrap, which I just have always thought is really pretty, but that's all I had was just that one little piece of scrap there. It's handmade paper. And so I grabbed some of the kind of solid color pieces and just, stapled it, punched a hole, and boom, there that's ready. Nice to attach to your keychain because how many times do you need to make a quick note? You need to write down somebody's phone number. Maybe you don't have your phone with you. Or I'll be, in a store and I want to write something down that I see or to remember because I want to check it out or, to check it online, things like that. Perfect for little notes like that. And again, this was another just scrap of paper that was sitting there. And so I grabbed that, grabbed some coffee dyed scraps that were there and just, made that into a tiny book. I didn't punch a hole in that one yet. May or may not end up on a keychain, but, it doesn't take much other than scraps to make a tiny little book. I had a few more, and this was a gel print scrap that was sitting there. And so I just folded it even smaller pieces. These are offcuts of coffee dyed paper. And so just stapled them and turned that into a matchbook notebook. That could be put, you could do a ring right down here, and that could be put on a ring if you wanted it to. I did not do that yet. But all of these would be adorable. Even make this in a much more mini version. They'd be super cute little ornaments hanging from a tree or adornments on a gift, as Sylvia said. I really love that idea. And so I would make those even tinier. So a little teeny tiny notebook, a matchbook notebook. Little teeny tiny ones of these would be super cute hanging off of gifts, off of ribbons. And you can use your scraps to do those. And then somebody gets them and they go, oh, they're so cute. We all love minis. They're just adorable. And they think you took a lot of time to make something for them. Oh, fiddly, little tiny fiddly things. There we go. Thank you, Heather. Oh, we are so grateful for you. We really appreciate you. By the way, I think I got everybody messaged, but if not, all of the orders have shipped out from the sale. It was so much fun putting those boxes together. You guys have some fantastic packages coming. Merry Christmas to yourselves. And I can't wait for 26. We're going to get to using some of the products that you got. So, oh, of course, Sylvia, thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being here. Tiny books are good for 1 word a day or 3-word sentences. Oh, great idea. Heart eyelets. I know they're cute. Carrie had to take her dog to the vet. Nothing urgent. It was planned, and today was the only day they could get the appointment. So I will sell these. I will sell these that are in the little pouches, and I will sell these individual ones. And we're going to make some more today. So who's going to make? I like the stapled middle too. You know what? In this one, I actually bound this in. I actually bound the book block together first, and then attached it to the outer page, and then glued it in here. So I made the entire cover first, and then added the book block. So we'll do that on another day, because making this cover is super easy. And I think a lot of people just, once you see how to do it, when somebody shows you how to do it, you'll go, oh, I can do that. No problem. And it's just super cute how you can get, the actual look of a real book in these teeny tinies. I just love these. They're just so much fun. And it's so solid, whether it's book block, or book board, or whether it's just chipboard, it doesn't matter. They're just so solid. So a librarian themed tree. Oh my gosh. All the orders shipped except admin. Sorry, Sylvia. All the orders have shipped except admins. So they're getting there. They're getting there. I cannot believe how many hundreds and thousands of teeny tiny little things there were in those orders. Okay, so let's get started. Let's make something. Let's make one like this. And maybe I'll make a little bit smaller one, but I really like this size. This size was about 2.5. About 2.5 by 2.5 is what this is. Rounded corners. Don't round the corners. That is completely up to you. So you could use chipboard. That works. You could also just use cardstock. This is like a cardstock. It's a file folder that I've been cutting off of. I cut off the pockets here and used that for the other one. That's what this was. And I'm just going to continue cutting off of this one and using this file folder, because it's not super heavy. I mean, it's basically like a cardstock. And if I cover it on both sides, it just makes it really nice and thick and solid, but not as heavy as bookboard, or not as thick as bookboard. So let me get these guys out of the way. And I'm going to just cut this down. So if you're working along with me today, let's see. I think I'll save that little piece there. That little gold thing might be fun to use somewhere. Also, this has a slot in it, so I don't want to cut that anyway. So I'm going to cut around that. And I'm just cutting down this file folder to get some smaller pieces to work with. Make it a little bit easier to work with. Okay, so this one that I did was, what did I say? 2.5, 2.25, or 2. 1, 2. It's 2.25. It's 2.25. So I'm gonna go down to even 2 inch. Let me see, how wide is this? Oh, this is almost 4, not quite. If I do that in half, because I'm going to try to get 2 out of it. 3 3/4. What is half of 3 3/4? That would be 1.5 and 1/4 plus 1/8. 1.5 plus 1/4 plus 1/8. So 1 7/8. 1 7/8. I'm going to make it perfectly square. So I'm going to go 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. This one's going to be a little smaller than the other. I should get pretty close to being, yeah, one of them's just a teeny tiny bit bigger. So oops, I just dropped my tweezers. 1 7/8. Let me do all of these, several of these at the same time. 2026, here we come. I can't wait for 26. Like a lot of you, 25 has been kind of a rough year around here. And we had more things happen over the weekend. It apparently is not over. And I am done with 2025. I am so done with 2025. I am ready. I am ready for 2026. So let's see here. 1 and 7 8. There we go. Okay, got those last little odd pieces on. Okay, and so now I go down to 1 and 7 8. So we have been, admin has been planning, and I'm doing a little planning about them. Got to have a few surprises for admin even, right? But I'm looking forward to 2026. We are going to introduce a theme. Most years we have had a theme for the year. And this past year, because the past couple of years have been a little rough, it got away from me without, it got right past without even having a theme. So 2026, we have a theme coming up. And I'm not going to tell you what that is yet. Feels like it's in the wrong pile. Let's see if these are all the same. Pretty darn close. They're not, they can be trimmed up, or, you know, it doesn't even matter if they're not exactly the same size. It might be if they're just turned the right direction. Okay. All right. So let's see how many I've got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could do 2 books of 3, or I could do 4 pages on that one, and 4 pages on that one, and 4 pages on that one. So there I've got 3. I can do 3 books here with 4 pages each. I'm just going to put this back up, maybe in front of me where it was. I can do 3 books of 4 pages each. I'm going to set those aside. Get my scraps out of here. I don't know that I'll need the paper trimmer again. I'm going to set it aside, but it's close enough if I do. All right. That last statement scares me. Plans for admin. Oh, well, have to have some fun surprises for admin too, right? Don't want admin to be in on everything, because then there's just no surprises. And I know you like surprises too. So, but we are going to have a theme for 26 for HPP, and we are going to introduce that theme. If you want to make a note and participate with us on Monday, December 29th, Monday Jumpstart, we'll introduce the theme for the new year. The first actual Monday of January is January 5th, but I'd like to introduce it at the end of December and kind of use that. Christmas is over. We'll be ready for the new year. You know, we'll be heading in there. So we'll introduce the theme on Monday, the 29th, and get ready for some fun. That's all I can say is get ready for some fun. We all need some fun. So, all right. So in order to cover this, you can use scraps. Before I just use scraps. I have 2 pieces of cardstock, and they are coordinating. They're from the same collection, but this is all I have is just 2 pieces. So they're kind of with my scraps because that's really all that's left. You don't need to use whole pieces, but the reason I'm going to use these 2 is because they are coordinating, and I believe out of these 2 pages I can get enough different things to cover. If I've got 4, that means I've got 8 sides. So I'm going to cover 8 sides, and I kind of want no 2 of them to be alike. So here's how I'm going to do it. I'm looking at this, and I like this little bird guy up here. Can use that. I like this little flower fairy down here. Okay, and then we've got a lot of other colors that are coordinating. I could use something from the trees. I could use something from over here. I can go to the back side, and I could use something from here. And then on this side, I could use polka dots on one, and I could use this neutral on another. So what I'm going to do is just take the piece of paper. I'm going to cover it on both sides. So how I'm going to do that. Hey, Jill. So glad you're here. Are you going to make tiny books along with us? Did you just get here? Did you miss all the tiny books that I showed? I know you were running from errands to get home in time. Okay, so this is my piece of cardstock that is basically my center. I'm going to put my decorative cardstock on both sides of that. That makes it nice and thick and solid. So I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to take this, and I'm going to glue it behind just right where, you know, what I want to see. So if I get this edge lined up, then I don't have to cut that side. I only have to cut 3. Okay, so there's one side right there. Now I want to just let that sit a minute. I'm using Stamperia glue. It gives me an extra second or 2 longer than my art glitter glue does. And I like that because on this, often I'll get that positioned and I want to move it around just a tiny bit. Okay, so I'm going to take another one, and I'm going to come down here, and I want to get this little fairy right here, part of the mushroom, get her. So I'd really like it to be kind of right there, I think. I don't know. Do I want her? Yeah, I want her. Okay, so I'm going to put another one. And Jill is in our prize pack drawing. If you just came in, then you didn't even hear what I said was in the prize pack. So that's exciting. Okay, so now I need to kind of figure out, make sure that this, I can feel it on the other side. And because I can move it around just a little bit. All right, so I want to come over here, and I just want to make sure that it's level so that my little fairy will be straight. There we go. Okay, so there's my second one. All right, and then I really want to get some of this lavender in here on one of these. Maybe some of these trees. I like this down here, though. It's just kind of really neutral because, you know, I'm going to decorate the pages. So you're not necessarily going to completely see. I'm not worried about design. I just like the color. So let me go down here. And I'm going to put this in the corner. That's going to give me 2 sides that I don't have to cut. Okay, so there's 3. Whoop, let's press those down. Give those just a minute to adhere. While they're adhering, I'm going to grab the coordinating sheet and come over here and just get one off the corner. So I get the dot side. Awesome, Jill. So I'm going to go down to the corner and just put it down there. Then there's 2 sides I don't have to cut. Okay, and I got those polka dots. I hope there's some lavender. Yeah, I'll get 2 lavender. Depending where you set it, you get more of one color than the other. And maybe I should have moved it around, but that's okay because I'm going to end up decorating it anyway. Okay, so while that one's adhering, I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to cut these. straight. Yeah. I'm going to cut these out just using my scissors. And if you're using scraps, you know, you don't have to take little pieces like this out of great big pieces of paper. But these two pieces of paper were actually in my scraps because they're the last two in the collection. And so I wanted to use them together, and I can get 8 different sides of paper of, you know, of these pages out of these two pieces. And then I'll have some smaller scraps that I might use in the decorating, or because they're pretty colors, I might take them and use them in my book of scraps. Okay, so right there, I've got 2 pages. Here's a third. Okay. There's a third. And see, there's a lot of pattern on that. There's the bird and the fairy. So I will go back here and get another one that's solid. So it's coordinating, but it's completely different than those as well. So I'm going to throw those away. And let me grab the fourth that we already put on here. So I'm using 4 pages for this book, and I'm covering both sides. And what you use in the center, you could use a scrap piece of cardstock that you just don't really care for because you're going to cover it. I'm using an old file folder that I've had sitting around here from, you know, whatever corporate stuff. It's been sitting here forever. You could use chipboard, but I don't think I need this to be as thick as chipboard. And by the time I take that cardstock and then cover it on both sides, it's nice and thick. Okay, so there is 4 right there. And so now I've got this side that, and you know what? They're all coordinating, so it doesn't even matter which is on which side. Does that make any sense? Doesn't matter what is on the opposite side of what, because whatever it's next to. Sometimes if they're just scraps, I will put them in order and decide what's going where, and then see what I'm going to put on the page next to it. But it doesn't matter when they all coordinate. All right, so put that one down. I know you can hardly see that because it's the circles on the circles. But what I'm getting is the other side here. Okay, so there's one side. So now I'm going to come back over to this one. And I'm going to get some of this solid, maybe even with some of these little bubble thingies. But let's get some solid color. Let's get some of this right here. What did Glennis say? I'll start. I think the theme will be play. You think the theme for 26 is going to be play? We do need play, don't we? Okay, Glennis, now that you started that, how about everybody else? What do you think would be a good theme for 2026? Let's get some input. I'm going to put this right here, right at the bottom, so I don't have to cut that. Let's get some input. What does everybody else think the theme of 2026 for HPP should be? Okay, these little boards in the box, these are actual book boards. And no, I did not cut these. Actually, Margie had somebody cut these for her before she left her last job, or a job. She had somebody cut down all these the scraps of book boards to these like 1.5-inch squares so she could make teeny tiny books. And when I was out at her place a couple of years ago, she had a ton of them. She gave me that bunch of them, that box of them. So those actual book boards are the ones that I used for this book here. They are pretty thick. They make great covers because they are nice and thick. But I'm not going to do this one as thick. That's like this one where there's that cardstock folder in the middle covered on both sides. And it is really nice and thick and sturdy, but not quite as heavy as bookboard. So no, I did not cut those. Okay, so I've got one side. I've got two sides. Can hardly see that one. Don't want to forget it's there. Okay, I've got that one and I've got this one. I've got two sides, two more sides that I need to cover. I'm thinking maybe just some of these bubbles up here. How about just right up here, some nice solid woodwork. A little late, but a lot of, that's okay. Did you, oh, no. Okay, so yeah, I would really love some input. Admin has given me a lot of input. I asked them for ideas, what they think our theme should be for 2026. And I wrote down a whole list of things that we discussed. And I kind of told them in a general way where I was headed. And so ask for, input and add on from that. But I would really love to hear from everyone your ideas. What would you like to see the thing that, how about we do something like this? That's completely different. Over there, some script and some birds. I don't think I did anything from this side. I was doing all from that side. Okay, let's do that. Next year should be about learning new techniques and things. Okay, love that. You are going down the same mind path as me, Melanie. Yes, indeed. Great minds run in the same gutter, right? I happen to like our HPP gutter. It's a nice clean gutter. All right, so I've got that one on there. So I've got one on that side. I've got two on this side. I'm going to give those a minute to set up. While they're setting, I'm going to come back to this one and cut this one out here. How about everybody else? What would you like to see a theme? And also, what would you like to do? What would you like to have us do? Have us coordinate or set up? Or what would you like to participate in next year? All right, so there we have one full page. Okay. Get that one set down there. Let's go to this one. That was the last one I did. I'll give it another minute to set up. Let's go to this one. So if you use a lot of 6x6 paper and you're cutting the paper down and you have like 2-inch offcuts, this is perfect. I would just take that stack of strips, and glue these right on those 2-inch offcuts. That would be, those would be perfect to use for this. Okay, so there's two. Here's our third. Cheryl, thank you, Cheryl, for your support. And you are in today's prize pack drawing. Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, let's see. Melanie, I did that little guy. I see the eyes. It is so small. I see the eyes. And does it have a word? Is he saying a word? Please tell me what it is. It's so small. Maybe I could. Oh no, I can't see that on my phone. On my computer, maybe it's just happy HVP days. I love it. He's far enough away that I can't see what the words are in his mouth, but it looks like he has words coming out of his mouth. Little emoji. And on my TV, it doesn't show the chat. Okay. All right, there we go. Just like that, we have our 4 pages. So first thing I'm going to do is round the corners because he's covering his face with his hands. Oh, oh, that's awesome. I like to have the rounded corners, so I'm going to do that. You do not have to do that. My little grippies are slipping off. Okay. And the 4th one. All right, so you could take something and ink the edges if you wanted to. Because my inside paper is green, I don't really feel the need to do that. Maybe if it was the board or craft or something, I'd want to color that, but I think they're fine. Okay, so now I can decide what order to put them in. I think these 2 are nice across from each other, and this needs something a little more solid. Let's see what direction. Like that. And does that make our bird the front cover? I guess our bird is the front cover there. There we go. There's our 4 pages. You can make these as many as you want. So I could do 4 more and that could actually make it 8 pages there. So, okay. So now and if I need to trim them down just a little bit, I can. That last one might be slightly bigger, but you know what? I don't think that it matters. Now you can decorate them with, however you want. If I look at what we've just done, there's some few offcut pieces here. I threw away a few already, but if I just look at these little offcut pieces, I could take this and make a nice little pocket right here. I don't totally trust my ability to cut that straight, so I'm going to do this. I don't know that the bottom was straight either, but these are just shy of 2 inches. We'll straighten that up a little bit. Okay. I can take that and make around the 2 bottom corners. Fit right on there. Make a little pocket on this one. Okay. One of the things I had, there are so many things that we did not get to at the sale. We're going to do this again in January, another clearance sale, because we've got just as much stuff that we didn't even touch. One of the things that I had for the sale that we didn't get to is this little, what do you call this? This lid dispenser pointy part here. This gives me the thinnest of thin lines when I just literally want a teeny tiny line of glue. That little metal tip gives me the thinnest of thin lines so that it doesn't squeeze out all over the place, because it's a tiny pocket anyway. So I want such a thin line of glue, because if it squeezes out, then half the pocket is glued down. And now I actually have a full pocket here because it's just got a really thin line around the outside. Okay, so there's a pocket right there. And then let's see, did I completely? I did, but you know, that was with that. Is that our, I don't even know which one I had as the back page. That, okay, so like that. All right, so then think about if it's going to be a keychain, I don't want things that will necessarily fall out. These little tucks pockets are good, and it's fairly deep in relation to this, but maybe a belly band, not quite as easy, except if you have a folded over piece of paper tucked in there, it's not going anywhere, so that is good. So you could actually put a pocket tuck on every page, but I am going to, I've got these old index cards here that were used for something else that are ready to reuse. I'm going to keep those in order there. Hey, Jody. Happy to see you. So glad you're here. I'm going to cut two at a time here. I'm going to cut, let's see, I'm just going to cut that top off. Jody is in our drawing for today's prize pack. They are so cute, aren't they? And you can see, I mean, I've done, I don't know what, 5, 6, 7 different types. It doesn't even matter. Just do them however you like, because there's so many ways to do them, and they're just so stinking cute no matter how you do them. Cheryl, it was an amazing sale. It was 12 hours on Friday, Black Friday, and 8 hours, I think, on Saturday. If you feel so inclined, you could go back and watch them, put it on double time, because there is a ton of stuff. And there were things that I had 100 of or more. And so there are, and a number of things sold out, but there are a number of things that I still have some, and I would still honor that price. I mean, things that were $5 or $10 were being sold for $1 or $2. So it really was an amazing sale. It was a lot of fun. People got some great Christmas gifts for themselves. I was packing the orders. It was so much fun knowing that everybody was, I know some people are going to wrap them, put them under the tree because that's their Christmas to themselves. I think that's awesome. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is do a little bit of like this, go down the side, and then this next to it. Or actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it across the top and make it, I want to put a little notebook. Okay, so, but I want to put multiple pages. So I'm going to cut, actually, I'm going to cut these a little bit smaller because I do want to see the border around it. I like the pretty paper. And we'll do that again in January because, as I mentioned, that there are still, there's still as many things in the shop as we sold still to go. And we do need to clearance everything out. So we'll do it again. We've got enough for a whole nother new product sale and enough to do an estate sale from Estate Finds. And I say an estate and a new product sale, but honestly, there's probably enough to do multiples of those. So, okay, so we're along this direction too. We need to cut these short. Try to line those up. I wonder if I can do all of these. Let's see how good this trimmer is. We'll do all of them at one time. Hopefully it doesn't end up just ripping them up. Ooh, that was pretty good. Pretty good paper trimmer, pretty good. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is take these little index cards. I'm gonna check them. They're just about right. And I'm going to staple them together. Yeah. So you could go back and check the Black Friday sale if you want, or start planning for January. We'll do it again in January. Okay, so I'm stapling these together. I'm going to round my corners because I wanted to make it pretty much as large as possible to get extra writing space in there, but also I don't want it hanging over the edge. I need both hands right now because that's really thick. Okay, and that's going to go right on here and be a little writing notebook. So I'm just going to glue the bottom one on, the back one on. Oh, okay. I got to show you my nails, and I got to ask if you can tell what this is on my ring finger. Oh, and then I'll explain why. And if those of you who know, don't tell what it is. I want to see if everybody can tell what it is. And then I'm going to use this just over the top as a little decorative doohickey here. So I'm going to shorten that up just a tiny bit, and that one there. And then I'm going to round the outside, or the top, what will be the top corner there, so that when I put that on, there we go. Actually, I think I want to bring it in to be the same length as the paper, not the length. I made it the length of the page. I'm going to make it the length of the paper. Otherwise, it's just going to hang over the paper. Okay, now it won't hang over the paper. It'll be right on the paper. And then I'm just going to glue it onto that. Ooh, I should put that pin back. There we go. So now we have a nice fat notebook on that one, which is always good to have to carry with you. Okay, so I was telling you about this little tip here, this really fine tip. The cap has the pin in it. I love that. You don't lose your pin. The cap has the pin in it, so it's always there. And I left it off too long. And my old eyes anymore in this bright light, I can't see. There we go. I can't see to get it on. So I do have some of these for the sale. Not very many, but I do have some. Okay, so can you tell what this is on my finger? My fingers are all dry and bad from working all weekend packing orders. But can you tell what it is? Inks, nibs, paper max, stencils, rusting paper and fabrics, distress oxides, alcoholics. Oh my gosh. Oh, did Cheryl ask what was at the sale? Everything. Santa gnomes. No, you can tell? That is so awesome. Thank you. So my friend who did my nails, she put the little gnomes on, and then like in the next 2 days, I showed them to 5 people, and none of them could tell what it was. And I thought, well, that is really bad. I don't know what it is. It's purple. It is purple. Let's see if it'll focus. Come on, focus. There we go. Okay, Jill, can you tell now? I can't hold my hand still. He's a little gnome. A little gnome with a purple sparkly hat. Oh, preparing for 2026. All the things that you want to do. Okay, I got it. Ink snips, paper mask, stencils. Yes, yes. I don't care what it is. It's purple. Gotcha, Glennis. Sylvia, thank you. Sorry. I thought maybe Cheryl asked about what was at the sale. Okay, so we've got our cover. There's our first tuck spot. There's our second little notepad. So now we've got our fairy. So we've got more pages that we could do whatever we want on. Now, the one thing that I did not take into account as I did this little note page was putting an eyelet in there. So the eyelet is going to go through all of it, which is fine because, you know, it's not that thick, especially not for the crocodile. But if you wanted to, you could make the notepad, figure out where your eyelet's going to be, and then make the notepad only that wide and put this little decorative strip over, you know, over to the left. But so here's how, let me show you how I did the eyelets, because that might be the most confusing. Hey, Sarah. Sara Rosario is here. Good to see you. Okay, so I'm going to use my crocodile. I'm going to use the, what is that? 3/16. That is the larger of the two holes. And I have to keep these in order so I don't mess them up. You decide where you want it. I think I'm going to put the hole up in the left-hand corner. So as I pick them up, I'm going up here. The first one, I just get to decide where the hole is going and then just make the hole. All right. Then the next one, I have to put these two together. I'm going to take a pencil and make sure my lead is out sufficiently. And I'm just going to go around and around in that hole, in that circle, till I can see a bunch of, you know, I can see the whole pencil mark, so that when I get it in here, I get that out. When I get it in here, I'll be able to see the pencil mark. There we go. Gotta get the little thingies out. I just knocked my tweezer to the, oh, here's another tweezer. I always have to have 4 or 5 different tweezers on my desk. Okay, so now I've got the first two. So I'm going to take the second one and I'm going to put it up to the third one and do the same thing. I need my lead to be a little bit longer because this is pretty thick. And I just go around and around so that I can see it when I get it in here through this hole. Okay, easy enough. And the last one, oopsie, the last one is just a slight bit larger, which doesn't bother me because it's like the cover. It is the cover. They're all kind of, you know, like a board book pages. So they're all cover-like. Okay. So then I've got these like that. And then you can decide whether you want to put an eyelet on them or not. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. It doesn't need it. I mean, the fact that these are as thick and strong as they are, you don't have to put an eyelet on. I'm thinking that maybe I will do an eyelet on the first one and the back one and leave the inside ones without an eyelet. A white eyelet might be pretty on this. This is basically white, black, and I think some old metallics like bronze. Yeah, I think a white would be pretty on this. So I'm going to do a white eyelet. There we go. Perfect. And now the back one, do it how you want, but I like to get another white eyelet. The smaller eyelets tend to slide into the bigger eyelets. Not sure how they do that so easily. I mean, so I got to push it out. Come on. I'll just find another one. There's got to be another white eyelet. That also has, this one has a black one stuck inside of it. Oh my goodness. Fiddly bits. There we go. Okay. On the back one, last one, I'm going to do the eyelet the opposite direction. You do it however you want it. I'm doing it the opposite direction so that when my book is together and I look at the outside, I see the eyelet on both sides there. And you could choose to put an eyelet on each page in this inside. And as I'm looking at it, it doesn't feel finished. It feels, the pages feel unfinished without that. So I'm going to put a white eyelet on both of those pages, even with all this, the index card there. I think the eyelet will be just fine. These actually have these eyelets have a pretty long shank. So you have to look at your eyelet. If it's a really short one or short shank, that may not work so well. And I need one more. These flower eyelets would have been really pretty on there. Forgot about those. One more white eyelet. You put a different color on each one. Put any color you want. Put decorative eyelets. There we go. Okay. All right. So there's my book with the, I've got a pocket on the first page, note paper on the second. I can decorate the other sides as well. Got the eyelets in. Can choose a ring. I'll get my tweezer and split the ring open. Actually, I think I'll, where's the edge? I'll do that. I'll split the ring open like that. Get down in there to make it nice and wide. And then put these on. And I need to make sure, I'm going to do the back one first. Go down a little bit deeper. Holding the tweezers in place is the biggest part of the battle. I'm going to do all of the pages, if I can get that. I'm going to do all the pages at once. I find that a slight bit easier to do all the pages at once instead of having to go through the same thing over and over. A little more space. There we go. Well, let me bring the tweezers back up front. Got to get that open wider. This one's thicker because this is the one that has the notepad on it. There we go. Of course, it's always more fiddly when you're trying to do it in a hurry. There we go. All right, make sure I've got that the right direction. All righty. Okay. Now, just move these around. Turn them to the side. Move them around. You might bend the paper a little bit, but when you get to the end, the paper will form back. Oh, it was easier with the tweezers in there to hold them apart. This is a pretty tight ring too. Tighter than the others that I've used. Okay, here we go. Okay, so pull these through. All right, so the paper bent a little bit, and when you just come back here and you just press these edges down, because it is so thick, they will form right back. Just take them one at a time. Run my fingernail over them, and they just form right back to where you want them. That one's just a little bit on the corner. If you wanted to ink the edges, you could do that. If you don't, you don't. Doesn't matter. You don't have to ink everything. Okay. And then I can take this, and I've got some like lobster claws. I can attach a big lobster claw, and then that can hook right onto a keychain. I know, so much easier off camera. You're trying to do it in a hurry, trying to do it on camera, and it always, you know. You could also get just a large jump ring and put on there, larger than this, a really large jump ring, and then put the jump ring onto here. You know, a lot of different ways you could do it. This one I used a chain with the lobster claw. So this one was a whole lot easier. Maybe it's just because it was off camera. So yeah, you can do that any way. Like I said, there are so many different variations and so many ways to do this. You just, you know, grab your scraps and do, just start making, because you'll end up making multiples that are all different from themselves. Okay, let's do our drawing. Let me double check here. I've got Patty, Sylvia, Heather, Cheryl, and Jody. I'm on another screen putting these in, but if you will let me know if there's anybody else that I missed or did not write down that came in later with a super chat. If you still want to do a super chat, you got about 60 seconds to do that. And I'm going to come back to that screen and double check. Prizes, prizes. I feel lucky because Carrie is in here. Yeah. Right? Oh, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to go back here. I am going to duplicate. And let's see, copy the list. And then I'm going to put everybody on a second time and a third time and a fourth time. There we go. Okay, so everybody is on 4 times. Let me get back over here, share my screen so you can see that. Good luck, everybody. This is always so much fun. I love doing this and seeing. We had so much fun during the sale. We gave away 19 prize packs. It was tremendous. Watching it go over and over again. So, oh, wait. There we go. Oh, I forgot to hit. I got it in here and then forgot to hit pull it up on the screen. So it's pulling up on the screen right as it's coming to an end. Congratulations, Heather. Oh, Jill, I am sorry. You know what? We're going to give away a second one because I didn't put Jill on there. Thank you. Boy, that was slow. And I even saw it and I even said it. Okay. Congratulations, Heather. That's okay, Jill. I'm going to do another one. I'm going to add you in 4 times in the same spot that you would be if I had done it right the first time. And yeah, I was just looking at something that I thought, oh, Jill would love this. I'll have to wait till she wins another prize pack. Okay, is it still up? It is still up here. All right, we're going to do it again. We're going to do it again because my error. Oops, I know. 10 of no, 4 of them went to Carrie, and she gave 3 of them away. She only kept 1 prize pack for herself. Congratulations, Cheryl. Yay. Cheryl won the second. Okay, so hang on. I broke my lid. All right, Heather won the first prize pack, and Cheryl won the second prize pack. Okay, so you both have, congratulations. You both have my PayPal, I believe. If you don't, please shoot me a private message, and I'll send you, the PayPal. And if you will just send $11.20, that covers the shipping. The prize pack is free, and I will get those out to you. They'll be finished packing today. I'll pack the second one today, and they'll go out tomorrow. So you were just kidding. I know. Carrie's a good sport, though. She did win a lot. She did contribute a lot, too. She did win a lot, and then in the end, she gave away all but 1. Kept 1 prize pack for herself. So that was pretty awesome. Congratulations, Cheryl and Heather. You're welcome. And thank you. Thank you all for your support, for your contributions. Really appreciate it. Please, please, please leave a comment as soon as we end. Come back and leave a comment and give it a thumbs up. But please post pictures of your creations of these tiny books in the Facebook group. Love to see them. It is so much fun to see everybody else's, and I know that they're all going to be different. So I really want to see everybody's. Sitting in the wrong corner. And I look forward to 26. We will be here next Monday, the 22nd. So if you're needing something to listen to in the background while you're finishing getting ready for Christmas, or if you're like me and you're not going to have a ton of family at Christmas this year because everybody's not traveling, then just come in and participate. We'll figure out what we're going to do. We'll do something fun together. We'll be here on the 22nd. Then on the 29th, we're going to introduce the theme for 2026. And I'm really, really excited. And we are going to jump right in. So have the rest of a great day. And thank you so much for being here with me. And until next time, stay curious.